Welcome to the Silver Lining segment with our expert on positivity, Stephene Klein. How are you, Stephene?
I'm doing amazing today, Blanca. Thank you. I am fired up, as always, to be with you today.
I love it. And for all of our listeners out there on 95.9, 106.9 FM, True Oldies, thanks for listening. And hopefully this segment's going to get you fired up and feeling positive. And to all our viewers of the Laws of Life, thanks for watching Stephene, who's a big part of the Laws of Life. So Stephene, you've become our positivism influencer. What inspired you to want to host this segment and lead the community with positive thoughts?
Well, Blanca, I will just start off by saying that even last night I watched Como on CNN, and he was interviewing an author, and even Como was like, you got to help me out. I'm just having a really hard time finding the silver linings in everything that we're going through. And he was talking about just all the different curveballs that he's been thrown, and really how the uncertainty, Blanca, is really got him, off kilter a little bit, maybe out of alignment, all the uncertainty. And he was just really sharing with him that he was having a hard time finding the silver linings in things. And so I said, you know what? If Como is on national TV, he's sharing this with the American people, then obviously there's a lot of people that probably feel this way. And that's exactly the reason why I was so happy to launch the show with you.
Well, it's wonderful what you're doing, and everybody can connect with Stephene on her YouTube channel, Whale Share, through her website. You can also call Stephene, because Stephene is a source of not only positive influence, but also a very seasoned business advisor and expert. And so what's your number one law of positive energy tonight?
My number one law of positive energy tonight for our listeners would really be just making sure that you're constantly searching for that silver lining in whatever mishaps or curveballs you're thrown. I know sometimes it can be really difficult. Just as a speed round, Blanca, this is a wild situation. I literally got a nail in one of my back tires one day.
Right.
I was able to safely drive to the dealership, get it fixed. 3 days later, I got another nail in the same back tire. Went again to get it fixed. This time they felt really bad for me. So the silver lining was that I got that plug in my tire, done for free.
Aww.
Blanca, 1 week later, just recently, earlier this week, I got another nail in my other back tire.
The third nail?
The third nail in like 1 week, in like literally 7 to 10 days. I had 3 nails in my tires. The great news is, the silver lining, never once did I sweat the small stuff. I was never stranded anywhere. So I was like, thank God I was never stranded. I do those tires are brand new, so I have a warranty on these tires. So I said, if these nails were in a really bad spot, I wouldn't be buying new tires because I have the coverage to protect me. And, and each and every time I was able to, go, and 2 of the times, yes, I paid $20 to $30 to get these nails plugged. And then the other time I got it complimentary. But the point is that things happen. And I think I'm always looking for the silver lining.
Well, I'm going to take you up on your challenge. We're going to play a game of speed game. I'm going to tell you the dilemma, and you're going to tell me what could possibly be the silver lining. Are you ready to play?
Okay, perfect. This is going to be a lot of fun.
I've got a cavity. I've got to go to the dentist and fill it. What is the silver lining?
Okay, so the silver lining in a cavity and having to go to the dentist to fix it would possibly be that your dentist may be able to offer you some type of service that you were thinking about beforehand that you had been putting off, like an additional service, and maybe he's running a special on it. So maybe you wanted your teeth whitened, and you've been thinking about teeth whitening.
All right.
Well, what if you go to the dentist, he's able to easily fix your cavity. hopefully does not cause you any pain. And while you're there, you get to start talking to him, and he's like, and you're like, oh yeah, I was thinking about teeth whitening. And all of a sudden, oh yeah, we have teeth whitening for 50% off.
Well, there you go. So there's
You would have never known.
And who knows? There could be someone in the waiting room. That could be someone you're destined to meet.
Exactly.
Right? All right. Challenge number 2. My boyfriend, God forbid, hypothetical, breaks up with me. Breaks my heart. What's the silver lining?
Okay, this is a great one. I can't wait to share this with you. Okay, Noah Crane, who you may or may not know, she published a book. It's a great book called The Grass is Greenest Where I Am. If your boyfriend breaks up with you, it is not the end of the world. In fact, it's most likely the best hidden blessing you ever had in your entire life, because in Noah Crane's book, The Grass is Greenest Where I Am, there is an entire chapter that's focused on how rejection is a blessing.
I like that. All right, scenario number 3, this pandemic. Yes. What are the silver linings?
Well, there's a lot of silver linings for a lot of different people, Blanca. And I really, when it comes to COVID, I definitely don't ever want to make light of this situation. It's a real situation. Everybody's going through it. However, when you're looking at the silver linings, I've had so many people that have shared with me that they were able to connect with their families more, that they were able, that just like you said last week, you were like, I really love that we're doing all the Zoom calls now.
Yeah.
Just really, I think, taking time to slow down during COVID and really find more of a balance in our lives. Whereas I look back on my pre-COVID life, and it really does look like I was going 120 miles an hour and really exhausting myself and running myself ragged. And I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people felt that way. So I feel like in our current situation that there are a lot of different silver linings.
All right, here's another one for you. Mm-hmm. Money is very tight. Don't have enough money. That's obviously a big problem. How do we find the silver lining in the lack of funds?
Okay, so this is a great one. If you are currently experiencing a lack of money or a lack of funds, and if it is painful for you, if you are experiencing suffering from the lack of money or lack of abundance, what you're being shown through the pain and suffering is that your perception of your reality perhaps needs also an adjustment. So what does this mean? Just like you go to the chiropractor to get an alignment or an adjustment, sometimes when you're suffering from a lack of money or abundance, what really needs to be adjusted is your perception. So a lack mentality generally can be seen throughout someone's entire life in different areas of their life. So in that regard, you really focus on your mind consistently, always stating affirmations in a very positive manner as if what you are desiring has already occurred. So a lot of times people are saying, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, or I lack this, or I lack that. The minute you switch all that and you start saying, thank you that I have an additional $1,000 this week. Thank you that I have an additional $1,000 this week. Now, you don't have $1,000. You have no idea where you're going to get this $1,000. However, the minute you energetically switch your mind and you change your mind and you say, I'm going to make a different decision. I'm going to choose to believe that I already have this money and I'm going to be thankful for the money that I have, then your entire world shifts.
I like it. And it's interesting, Coach Rochelle talked about the power of the affirmation also on Fired Up with Love. So it's interesting that you're synergistically aligned with her, as always. That's wonderful. And from a business point of view, people can also create strategies, network, and consult with experts to help you during these times of transition, do you provide any business consultation services?
I do, Blanca. And my background, I know, as you're aware, is marketing strategy, specifically in the health and wellness space and healthcare management and marketing. So if that's something that someone is listening and they're interested in that, then certainly they can reach out to me. Also, something that a lot of people, Blanca, have been reaching out to me lately, I'm helping a lot of people, is I day trade. I think you know that. So I use the Robinhood app as a retail investor. And a lot of my girlfriends are really saying, Steph, I gotta learn. Will you teach me how to do that? I don't mind jumping on a 30-minute phone call and for absolutely complimentary,
so nice.
helping you download the app. You can get started for $100, and it will definitely, the more and more that you're doing things to proactively help yourself, then obviously you're going to feel better and better and better.
You know, you truly are giving to the community. Your willingness to help people with that app, your willingness to educate and give that positivity lesson, whether it's in life or in business. So I highly encourage all of our listeners and viewers to take a moment and reach out. That's what this show is also about. It's about introducing you to people you wouldn't ordinarily meet, like Stephene Klein. So follow Stephene on Whaleshare. Go to her website, which is on the screen. And Stephene, shout out your website for our listeners on the radio.
StepheneKlein.com, StepheneKlein.com, 561-609-2447. And Blanca, also, I know a lot of people are interested in cryptocurrency. I trade in and out of cryptocurrency as well. So if people are interested in this kind of conversation, I'm also open to that as well. And after all, the silver lining for me, Blanca, is had COVID not happened, I don't know that I would have ever had the time or the opportunity to have created the Silver Linings segment with Fired Up with Blanca.
Well, thank you so much, Stephene. You truly inspire us, and you're a real light in our community. So everybody, follow Stephene and schedule a one-on-one with her and connect. And thanks for watching the Silver Linings segment every Wednesday on Fired Up.